They say silence is golden, but what happens when a Sigma male's silence transforms into an impenetrable fortress? What occurs when the calm waters of his patience are finally irrevocably breached? You've mistaken his calculated composure for passivity, his quiet observation for weakness. Now the game has changed and the rules you thought you knew no longer apply. Welcome, gentlemen, to Sigma Male Community, the sanctuary for men who walk their own path, forging their own destiny with quiet strength and unshakable resolve. Today we delve into a phenomenon often misunderstood, frequently underestimated, but profoundly significant. The moment a Sigma male is definitively done playing nice. This isn't about aggression, it's about an internal shift so total, so absolute, that the landscape of your interaction changes forever. It's about understanding the power of self-mastery, the unyielding nature of earned respect, and the profound implications when a man, steadfast in his principles, reclaims his energy and his peace. Prepare for an unflinching look at the consequences of pushing a self-reliant mind to its edge, a journey into the heart of stoic resolve meeting its ultimate test. 1. The Opinion Blackout. Your words no longer reach him, not because he's ignoring you but because he's revoked your access. His mind operates on a strict hierarchy of value, and your input has been demoted to static. This isn't a tantrum, it's a sovereign decision. He's not withholding responses, he's deleted the need for them. The silence isn't empty, it's fortified. Like a city walling itself off from siege, he's sealed the gates. Debating him now is like shouting into a vault, your voice echoes but nothing inside stirs. His attention is a currency, and you've been removed from circulation. But here's what you're missing. This isn't punishment. It's preservation. A Sigma doesn't discard opinions out of pride. He filters them through ruthless pragmatism. If your words don't serve his growth, peace, or purpose, they're noise. And noise gets muted. 2. The Loyalty Eclipse. Loyalty to a Sigma is a covenant, not a habit. When he withdraws it, there's no ceremony, no final decree. It simply evaporates as if it never existed. The protection, the unspoken backup you relied on? Gone. Not out of spite but reclamation. You'll only notice the absence by the chill. Like a house stripped of insulation, the environment feels colder, not because he's injecting frost, but because he's stopped supplying warmth. His retreat isn't an attack, it's the natural consequence of a bond that no longer sustains his integrity. Here's the brutal truth, Sigma loyalty isn't unconditional. It's a high-yield investment. When the returns diminish, through betrayal, disrespect, or stagnation, he liquidates his position. No drama, no guilt. Just cold, clinical withdrawal. 3. The Expectation Detonation. He doesn't rebel against your expectations, he obliterates the framework. What you assumed was a predictable pattern reveals itself as a sleight of hand. The rules you thought governed him were illusions. Now even the illusion is gone. This isn't chaos. It's precision. Every shattered assumption is a calculated move to reclaim autonomy. Your attempts to predict him will fail, not because he's erratic but because he's operating on a logic you're not privy to. The game wasn't rigged, you were playing the wrong one entirely. And here's the twist, his unpredictability isn't for you. It's for him. By refusing to conform to scripts, he ensures no one, including you, can manipulate his energy. The less you understand him, the freer he becomes. 4. The Emotional Evaporation. Empathy requires investment and he's divested. Your pain, your pleas, they don't bounce off him, they pass through. It's not that he doesn't care, it's that the part of him capable of caring about you has been decommissioned. This isn't emotional suppression, it's systemic shutdown. Like a surgeon cauterizing a wound, he sealed the connection. You're not facing indifference, you're facing the void where his investment used to be. The lesson? A Sigma's emotions aren't scarce, they're strategic. He doesn't lack empathy, he redirects it toward what deserves it. And you've been deemed. 5. The Defenseless Fortress. Most men defend themselves. A Sigma disappears. Your accusations, your provocations, they don't hit a wall, they hit a horizon. No counterarguments, no resistance, just the hollow realization that you're shadowboxing. His power isn't in rebuttal, it's in irrelevance. By refusing to engage, he doesn't win the fight, he negates its existence. The ultimate defense isn't armor, it's making the battlefield vanish. Remember this, silence isn't weakness. It's asymmetric warfare. While you exhaust yourself attacking, he's already won by refusing to play. 6. The phantom limb phenomenon. His absence isn't a blank space, it's a gravitational pull. You'll catch yourself turning to speak to him, only to remember he's no longer there, not physically but existentially. The silence isn't passive, it's an active force. This is the paradox. The more completely he withdraws, the heavier his absence becomes. Like a phantom limb, you'll feel the itch of what's missing long after it's gone. Here's why it stings. You didn't just lose him, you lost the role he played in your life. The stability, the quiet assurance, the unspoken anchor. And that void? It's permanent. 7. The care facade crumble. The polite veneer doesn't just fade, it disintegrates at the molecular level. That casual courtesy you'd grown accustomed to? It was never real. It was a social algorithm running in the background, and you've just been downgraded to unnecessary process. Witnessing this collapse is unsettling. His expressions flatten, his responses shorten, his presence becomes strictly functional. You're not dealing with rudeness, you're facing the raw, unfiltered truth of how little energy you merit in his ecosystem. Here's what hurts most. You'll realize those past kindnesses weren't personal. They were default settings. Now that you've triggered his disengagement protocol, you see the base code, and it's glacial. 8. The background static descent. You don't just become unimportant, you become ambient noise. Like the distant hum of an air conditioner, your existence only registers when it falters. Even then, the correction is instantaneous. You're muted again before conscious thought intervenes. This isn't about malice. It's about neural efficiency. His brain has categorized you as non-essential data, and like any optimized system, it automatically allocates minimal processing power. Your attempts to break through only reinforce the classification. The brutal part? You can't argue your way back to relevance. The more you try, the more you prove his system's accuracy. Resistance isn't futile, it's counterproductive. 9. The Arctic persona emergence. The man you knew wasn't a lie, he was a mode. Now you're seeing the core operating system. Emotionless, efficient, utterly self-contained. Where there was once warmth, there's now only the clinical precision of a mind running cost-benefit analyses. This version doesn't hate you. It doesn't feel anything about you. You're a variable in an equation that's already been solved, your value rounded down to 0. Every interaction confirms the calculation. Here's the existential slap. The nice guy was never the real him. This is. And you're responsible for the reveal. 10. The attention famine. Attention is oxygen to relationships, and he's cut off your supply. Not dramatically but completely, like a surgeon clamping an artery. You'll gasp for engagement but find only vacuum. This starvation isn't punishment, it's reallocation. His focus is a finite resource, and you've been deemed unworthy of even the interest he'd give a passing stranger. The scarcity makes you frantic, which only validates his decision. The lesson? A Sigma's attention must be earned daily. Fail to maintain value and the account closes without notice. No overdrafts allowed. 11. The Distance Singularity. Physical separation is one thing. This is different. A metaphysical rift where the space between you warps and stretches no matter how close you stand. He hasn't moved away, he's folded reality so you're perpetually just out of reach. Attempts to bridge the gap only magnify it. Texts go unanswered, meetings get postponed, conversations die mid-breath. You're not being rejected, you're being erased from his space-time continuum. Final realization, this isn't distance. It's deletion. You haven't been pushed away, you've been removed from the simulation entirely. The path continues here at Sigma Male Community. Stay focused. Build your inner fortress. Until next time, walk forward.